quickly wanting to add this in as a bit of an editing or teaser moment, but before I began this level, I quickly made up a weapon for Tetra as I didn't like the ones she had on her, just for me to just not use it. Like, the fuck, dude. But anyways, this level in and of itself wasn't that hard, it's just I did notice something about the game as a whole as I played through the level. And that is, while this game as a whole, among all three versions, doesn't have great auto targeting, I think the Switch version might just have the worst. Like, I'm not sure if it's just Joy-Con drift, the increase of enemies, or like what, but there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason as to what it focuses on. Like, within this level, I was trying to focus onto Link, but the game just was not having it. It did not want to focus onto Link, it was just, why? But yeah, wanting to restate, this level wasn't that bad. And while this isn't necessarily important for right this moment, I do have thoughts of a plan about going even further beyond adventure mode for future content, like say a main channel video covering obtaining all of the medals for this game. So I think it might be a little bit important to plant some seeds now in terms of something about an in-depth fairy guide that doesn't just say have double bombers, as that is a major part of the grind for all the achievements in this. I'm not quite sure I want to make a guide myself, especially right now, as well we don't have the resources for it just yet, and yeah. But I will definitely provide links to guides to point you in a direction you want to go to, as well as getting all fairy skills unlocked is a major chore and something even I haven't done. So yeah. Okay, that was slightly easier than expected level, although to be fair, these are quite easy, and I'm expecting that because we are still early on in the map, that they won't really get hard until hopefully towards the end of it. So yeah, really want to go into in the last episode spiel, but that wouldn't be the time. But there's something I do want to say. Actually, that input weapon, what was that? So yeah, let's back out a little bit, and okay. So before this level that we just did, it was at 23%. I don't want to say that every level is 1%, but I mean it is looking like that. What is this? Okay, some vanilla's on hand. Not. You know what? It has been a while since I've used Twili Midna. So what the hell? Even though I'm not entirely sure what her boss combos are, like that will be the thing mostly. There'll be some characters that I just do not remember well enough to know which ones they are. The game would be really throwing me a bone, just telling me what thingy thing or element is recommended, even if it doesn't really mean anything. But yeah, something I didn't like think of as I was doing that level, or the previous level, it's probably going to be ever so slightly annoying, in terms of like keeping our levels consistent across all characters, just ever so slightly. Especially if we go ahead and do the Twilight and Termina maps off screen in this version as well. It's kind of what we have to do if we are to show them off on the Wii U version. It's just that I kind of would like not want to do that, because I do want there to be some semblance of challenge in this. I guess I could just see what our combos are. So guys, where are you? I really want to know what is happening in those cases, because I should not have gotten that for free. It's nice I got it for free, but I mean... No, maybe there's just some attacks that are coded to always go through. That could be it? Maybe? Okay, that was... easy, some food for us. Yeah, because even if the Master Quest version on this map is more a side adventure in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be just a little bit weird going ahead and doing later game content and then coming back and then doing something a little bit easier. I don't know, but something that is on my mind is that I would probably maybe want to try streaming me going through those two maps in this version, only because then to be completely honest, there are a few future projects that I might want to do some streaming things with, like some content within them that I would want to cover them while streaming, like that sort of thing. And plus, I don't know, maybe I could do some more tedious things. I was going to say we needed to search this map. Oh, search before we started this map. No, we got it. I want to make that over there. It's most likely going to be Midna's costume. I'm just going to assume. I think they absolutely knew what they were doing. Or a victory screen. Like, absolutely. Okay. I'm just really glad that any other characters you bring into a level don't get... okay, yeah. Smart victory, yes. So I know it's a great team map. And... it looks like all we have left to do are vanillas and then that level. You know, I'll do this level, and because there are two things we need to look out for, I will cut around a bit until we find them. I should really get into the note of skipping over these, because especially now that we're picking multiple characters, it just doesn't. Like, I don't really need to show this, especially if I am. Wait, do you already have a thing of cutting it out? It's been a while since I've seen it. Yeah, completely lost the train of thought there. I forgot when exactly I mentioned it, but yeah, just having Pokemon Go, and I guess Palkia and Dialga taunting me, because like last night was raid hour, and well, I didn't get the shiny, but I did get a 98 Dialga, which is one stat point away from having the best Palkia. So I probably should have been mindful of the time, because that's the garbage man. Garbage person, I should say. Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess it's a bit like whatever, but I mean, I really don't know why they decide on doing double weeks for Palkia and Dialga. Like, is it because it's two legendaries at the same time, or like what? Like, if it was the origin forms, I would probably understand what am I... Oh, okay, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I would probably understand a little bit more if it was their origin forms, since those have or can have special adventure effects. But no, I guess standard Palkia and Dialga. What? Why? Although I guess that being said, it was probably to get candy for your origin forms, since you do need candy and Stardust to use Avenger effects. And right, that's something I wanted to get into. That's why I believe that we did not need to search for food here. It was just fairy clothing and harpies for the king here. Yeah, it's something I kind of wanted to do, and something I made a note of recently, not really, somewhat recently, but like a few months ago, as I was more so in the grind, or trying to grind up to level 50 before they raised the level cap, and you should probably not be so dangerous. Also, nearly close to being dead. And before I move on to like my actual topic, can I just note that at one point, like, on one hand, it feels really good to not have to worry about leveling up tasks. Now that my level's been adjusted and I haven't, or I didn't get to level 40, or level 70 I should say, which is when the new level tasks begin, or start. But at the same time, because I was kind of rushing towards it, it feels a little bit weird just knowing that the only thing stopping me from leveling up is the XP. You know? It's like I had a taste of it, it just feels weird to not do anything. Okay, we need to go this way, I think. It's stuck up there. Yeah, and then on that note, I guess because I am level 67 and it's gonna be a good few months before I reach level 70, but that does give me time to get some more platinum medals, which is the main point I wanted to get to. And that is the fact that the platinum requirements for, I wanted to say, the stuff that was introduced near the beginning of the game has really lofty requirements. Like, I think the most notable one is the Berry Master, since that is, to get the platinum in that one is 15,000 berries, which, I mean, is a little bit something. My current solution is to think of it not as 15,000 individual berries, but more so feeding berries, or feeding 10 lots of berries to Pokemon 1,500 times. As really that is the maximum you can really do per Pokemon at any given time. And like thinking about it that way has definitely improved my motivation to slowly grind away at it, but there's just some things that are just like, why is this so high? Gym battles being 4,000, pretty much anything involving raids being 2,000, no, yeah, 2,000, I believe training, as in fighting against the team leaders, is also 2,000. Like, there's just a lot of things, but early on in the game, it's like, I do suppose you do this quite often, but it's still quite a grind to get through. And then in comparison, you have the things that are introduced nowadays, and they are just, I don't want to say easy, but they are much less of a grind. Also, just kind of remembering that we were kind of, I did kind of want to skip around in this level, but whatever. It's nice to have a bit of a longer chat, you know. I'm trying to think of an example of something that's easier, that's more recent. I guess depending on your situation, attending community meetup events would be quite easy. Like, you just need to attend regularly and then you've got it, essentially. Do I have this thing? Skipping over this part. Also, something I did want to note just quickly is if you're lacking in KOs and you just have it, and like you're running up to the end here, using a Fairy Nuke in the boss space is a really good way to get the remaining KOs you need. It's very easy. It gets a very just passive grind, you just need to attend regularly and you've got it. Not to mention, sometimes the game will just hold multiple events. Multiple events within 1 week, so you could very easily get it because all you need to do for it is check into the event. That's it. And I guess depending on your ambassador, local ambassador, because there are so many mini weekly events in Pokemon Go, especially nowadays, because there's Max Monday, Spotlight Hour on Tuesday, Raid Hour on Wednesday, and then most likely or not, there's the weekend events, like Home Days and stuff. You can get really close to it, like really quickly. And I guess doing party tasks, like that's another thing you can probably do quite easily. If you are attending those meetups, that is. It does feel weird not to have to focus on doing something, but I guess at the same time, while I do have to grind up, I don't know how much XP to get to level 70, it does give me a good chance to get to, or to get a good few platinums down, because I believe, platinum-wise, I am set for the next, I want to say I'm set to like level 73, just about. Okay. That is a vanilla, and I'm thinking that because we still need to go over, I believe it's this level, I will end it off here. Oh, I'll do this level and then we'll end it off there. Okay, doing this with Ruto might be a little bit interesting. Yeah, let's do that. You wouldn't really be throwing me a bone by just showing me, like, doing a recommended thing. Although that being said, I think the only thing a recommended element does is allow you to take less damage because of the defense factors. That's about it. Okay, let's get Sia over to Ruto. I guess it'll be more sort of thing for next episode. But I guess I will allude to it, I guess, just ever so slightly. Right. That's how you Ruto. This is how you Ruto. I rewatched this series because I noticed that it was getting another season, and I started watching that new season last night, and something I really like as the series goes on is getting interactions between characters that you wouldn't really think about, but in a way it works. Just ever so slightly. Yeah, this level could go on for a bit, but like really, it's just the boss, and then does that appear here? It did. And plus we did get... Just trying to remember if we did... Go, calm the fuck down. That's firstly what I was talking about. Because I was rewatching The Aqua Dodger. Just kind of want to know how people feel about it. Because I really like the first season. Even if it does kind of feel a little bit repetitive in some ways. And I don't know what it is exactly about the second season, but it could have been something, but it feels like there was this quality to it. And something I've noticed so far is that it really likes to include scenes of the nighttime with people talking, like two characters talking, and then that's the wrong one. And like to kind of show off that it is nighttime in like summertime or whatever, they have cicadas in the background. It's like, I guess so. I guess that makes sense. I mean, I don't quite know where Port Victory is because that's where it is set. I believe that is in New South Wales. It makes sense that would be in New South Wales, but I suppose it makes sense. Although, I guess that does mean that season 1 is like set in winter time or whatever. Like, I'm not overly sure. Like, I don't know, it just needs to watch, or continue watching the series. In fact, I'm kind of thinking about doing that today. Like finishing it off today, because like I did watch most of it, like 3.5 episodes last night. Can you do a thing, please? Thank you. And how much damage? Okay, I'm hoping that we just have this. Feel like because we do need to get an A rank. Although that being said, it's only been 4 minutes. We have like 3 to do this if the A rank time has not been adjusted. Which I mean, I kind of feel like it would be a little bit weird that it hasn't been. Okay, I probably shouldn't really use fairy nukes in these levels to show, just to show off that every level can, or every character can. I guess that being said, we are pretty close to finishing it now. I would love to get another warrior down, but I can't. Okay. I was gonna say, was that the A rank? But no. Well, throwing the chest, or having the chest appear would be the A rank. No. That is just the level completion screen. Okay, this should be for Ruto. Yeah, I think quickly I'm gonna go see what options we have left. Well, not left, for next episode I should say. Just really hoping that I did not run into another level that we need the deck elite for. Not like I don't want to do a level with Midna, but I don't think I wanted to rush into a level like this with Midna. So I probably need to de-rust with her just a little bit, but I think what we end up doing next episode will have to end up being decided in the next episode. I don't entirely know the episode length for this. But until then, that is when I'll see you.